So a few days ago, one of you guys requested a guide on Silver Ridge Peak, so that's what I'm doing here today. Now in this guide I'm going to go over a bunch of different stuff, for example loadouts, zone times, and of course the hotspots for all the different animals. Now before we start, I would like to mention that everything said in this video is based on both the information I've gotten from watching other content creators and my own experience in game. Now with that said, the first thing I would like to mention is what loadout to use. Now the good thing with Silver Ridge is that you have a bunch of different options when it comes to loadout. For example, you could just carry a 7mm and a 22 and you would be set. But this right here is the loadout I'm carrying. Now keep in mind that I wear a small backpack which gives me 3 more weight units. I do this because otherwise I can't really carry all the guns I want. Now in my loadout I do have the 300 for the big animals like Bison, Elk and Black Bear. Then I use the M1 for all the deer and goat species. Now the M1 also works on Elk and Black Bear, but the 300 I think is a better choice for that. Now the M1 could be switched out for a lot of different guns, like for example the 30-06, but me myself I do prefer the M1. Then I'm also carrying the 22 for turkeys. Now as for scopes, I do use the Argo scope on all my rifles, just because I do like to take long shots, but I guess the Hyperion works as well. Now I'm also carrying both a shotgun and a longbow. Now the reason I'm carrying the shotgun is simply because I think it's more fun to kill turkeys with it than with the 22, but it's definitely not a must carry gun. It's more just for the fun and for the fact that it feels a bit more realistic to hunt with it. And I'm carrying the longbow for pretty much the same reasons. Whenever I find a diamond, I most of the time like to take it with the longbow, just because it makes it a bit more fun and challenging, and also much more rewarding if you manage to get a diamond with it. But the same with the shotgun, the longbow is definitely not a must carry weapon. Now when it comes to collars, in my opinion you definitely don't need them, but I still do carry both a turkey and an elk collar, in case I want to use them. As for the rest, I have scent eliminators for whenever I bow hunt. Now I'm not really sure how good these actually are, but in case they help a little, I do still use them. Now I'm also carrying medkits, which is definitely important on this map, since you will fall quite a lot, or at least I do. But yeah, I guess that is it for the loadout and what I'm using. Now I mainly do hunt drink times, just because they're a lot easier to find, but hunting feed times should work just as good, as long as you can find them. Now because the drink times are so short, they're usually around 2.5 hours, you need to hunt very efficiently to be able to hunt as much as possible. So it's really important to place a lot of tents and tripods in my opinion. Now when I place tents, I place them around 150 to 100 meters away from the zone you're hunting, so you won't spook any of the animals when you fast travel. Now you can only place 16 tents on each map, so you need to be a bit careful where you place them. Now you can see right here on my map where I have placed all my tents. Now for the tripods, I try to place them as close to my tents as possible, with a still good view of the zone you're hunting, so you can get to it as fast as possible and easily shoot your animals. Now the reason I use tripods is because they give reduced hunting pressure, so you never really have to worry about deleting a zone, because I do believe they give 4 times reduced hunting pressure, although I'm not entirely sure. Now let's go over the different hotspots for each animal. So let's start with pronghorn. Right here you can see a map I made of all the spots where I have found pronghorn. Now these spots are mainly based on drink zone, but there are usually a bunch of feed zones just around the lake, so they shouldn't be that hard to find. Now what I do when I hunt pronghorn is that I set the time to about 8 AM, usually a few minutes earlier, because it usually takes around 15 to 20 in-game minutes for the animals to reach their zones after you change time. So yeah. Now when I grind for an animal, I only kill the males, because killing females won't help spawn a diamond, at least not in my opinion. Then I just try to shoot as many males as I possibly can, but I do prioritize the bigger ones because I do believe they have a higher chance of respawning as something good. Now it's kind of fun because I was just recording this and I accidentally ran into level 5 pronghorn, which definitely was a respawn because I have not seen him before, so I guess that proves that my methods actually do work. So yeah. Now here are the different spots where I found mountain goat. Now, pronghorn are mostly down in the southeast, while mountain goats are more in the north, up on the mountains. Now, what I usually do when I hunt mountain goat is that I first finish my pronghorn route, and then I go hunt mountain goat, because their drink time is right after the pronghorns. Now, today when I was out recording this, by some miracle I was able to find 2 more diamonds, because there were 2 level 5 mountain goats by the same lake, so yeah. Now, mountain lions I have mostly found on the north of the map and northwest, but I have also seen a few further down, and I also do believe that you can find them by a few of the small lakes on the west side of the map, but I'm not entirely sure. Now, mountain lions is not something I have really been hunting. So far I do have 3 diamonds, but I have found all of them while hunting for something else. Now, Rocky Mountain Elk is an animal that is very spread out on this map. You can find them almost everywhere, but these are the places where I found them. Now, the Rocky Elk have a very short ring time, so I usually do hunt them during their feed time, which works pretty much the same way. Now, the Bighorn Sheep is an animal I don't have that much experience with. It's the only one of the new animals I have yet to get a diamond of, but I still do see them pretty much all over the map, as you can see right here. But what I do when I hunt them is I set the time for 6 AM, since that's when the drink time starts, and then I hunt the drink zones, and when the clock hits 8 I move over to hunting pronghorn, since that's when the pronghorn drink time starts. So turkeys is also an animal I don't really have that much experience with, as I only do have 1 diamond, but the turkeys are spread out over a pretty big portion of the map, as you can see right here. Now, when it comes to turkeys, I can hunt them using decoys, but I have not tried that yet, because in my experience I find it a lot easier to hunt ducks without it, but I might try it out with turkeys to see if that works better. So we're now done with the new species, so let's go over the older one. Now, Mule Deer is another animal you can find almost anywhere on the map, as you can see right here. Now, I usually do go check out the Mule Deer spots in between pronghorn and mountain goat drink time, since that's when they drink. Now, their drink time is pretty short, so you probably won't have time to check out all the spots in one go, so yeah. Now, Silver Ridge Peaks has a very big population of black bear. They're pretty much everywhere, but the spots I would recommend the most are the ones on the southwest end of the map, just because the lakes there can have up to 10 black bears at once, which is kinda crazy. Now to the last animal, which is the plains bison. It's located pretty much in the same area as the pronghorn, in the southeast of the map, and their zone times match up pretty good with the pronghorn, so whenever you're on your pronghorn route, you will most likely run into a lot of bison. But yeah, I guess that is it for this video. I really hope you found this guide at least somewhat helpful. Now, if there is anything you would like to add to it, please write so down in the comments below. And also, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. But yeah, if you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment, it is highly appreciated. And also don't forget to subscribe to not miss any future content. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.